Good morning, fam. Okay, so it's about 8 a.m. It's New Year's Eve, and I wanted to get up early and get this video done because I have some planning to do myself, but I wanted to make sure that you had it just in time for the new year. So even if you don't see it today, you see it fresh within the new year. Like I said, it's early in the morning. I look a mess. Dusty AF. Busted boots. Raggedy the house. But it's okay. I have my favorite sweatshirt, and I've got a nice cup of hot lemon water with some turmeric. I just kind of wanted to get this video in before the rest of Harlem wakes up and it gets too loud to record. So if you hear any ambient noises, that's what's happening. Forgive, there's some construction happening in this building too, so it never stops. Anyway, today we are talking business. Today we're going to be business ladies. And we're talking vision planning. New Year's Eve is when I do a lot of my goal setting. Goal setting should be happening throughout the year, but I really get clear on what I want. And if at minimum, if I can't really dissect what I want in the moment, I try to be as specific as possible how I want to feel throughout the year. So I've been giving a lot of thought to how I want to feel in 2020. The other day, I was sitting at my desk working, and I have like a double monitor set up, and I'm working, and something caught my eye. I have a big bulletin board behind my monitor, and I look, and there was this thing that I totally forgot that I did. It's a vision map, and I was part of this big mastermind, this business mastermind. I had this coach, and we should do these regular workshops. And there were several coaches in those workshops. And this one coach, her name is Laura West, and she runs a business called joyofbusiness.com. I said Joy of Business? Joyfulbusiness.com. I'll link her down in the description box. And she gave us these, we did all these prompts, and she gave us this worksheet. And on the worksheet was this drawing that she did. It was super cute. That had like a roadmap with a sunset and all these little markers on it, and each of the markers are different sections for things you should be thinking about, or goals that you can attain based on like lifestyle milestones or business milestones, and like future possibilities and things that you should remember. This is 2017. I filled this out. She made us color it. She had crayons and stuff. It's my favorite part because I'm 5. But it wound up being a really important step in the process. So I took it home, I put it somewhere I could see it on my bulletin board, and I would always look at it. Well, this thing had fallen behind, if like the push pin had fallen out of the bulletin board, and it fell behind the monitor, so I hadn't actually looked at it in over a year and a half. So I pull it from behind the monitor, and I start looking at all the goals that I had written down. And I had smashed most of them. And going back to that moment of thinking about like, when we were doing that work, those goals seemed so out of reach, right? So impossible. They were so far from where I was in the moment when I did the exercise. And now it's, almost 3 years later, and I'm looking at these goals, and I'm just like, oh no, you do this on a regular basis now, or you've gone well past or exceeded that. And it's crazy how it works. And it just reminded me how effective it was, but how writing things down and being able to visualize and remember your why is so important. So today, we're going to do a little vision mapping. I'm going to teach you how to do it and how to walk through it. I did this live on Twitter, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it was I don't want to say it was a fail, but we had some technical difficulties. We started the live on the Periscope. There were a bunch of people in the room. I was really excited. And then the thing just dropped for some reason. By the time I got back on, which was literally like 2 minutes later, half the room left. I was a little deflated, but it was fine. We pushed through. Wound up being a pretty interesting session. And then I posted it, and then I accidentally deleted it because I got fat thumbs. And I was trying to delete something else, and the page refreshed. Because sometimes the timeline like just jumps now. It was a mess. And then in the days following, I heard from a lot of you that you really wanted to see the exercise and do it. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we just record this for posterity, put it up on the YouTube page, and we can go from there. So I've recreated Laura's worksheet because the one that I had obviously was written on. So I redrew a version of it which you can find down below in the info box. So you can, it's a PDF. So first things first, hit that link, download that sheet and print it out. That's really important. You'll need to print it out because you're going to need to write on it, and also you're going to need to color it in. Super important. Excuse me. So pause this video, go do that, and then come back once you have it so we can walk through the steps. Oh, hey, welcome back. Okay, so by now you should have the form or the worksheet and print it out. So rule number 1, don't make fun of my artwork. But this is what it should look like. So let's start at the very top. Up here you should have a square that says 2020 vision. I want you to go ahead and write your name in there. So I put Hassan's 2020 vision. Put your name in there, please, because you want to take ownership of this. This is your life, okay? This little stick figure, that's you. So make sure you customize that person. So I gave, by default, them a little hair, but you can give them a little more. You can put a cap on. You're really easy to draw over. You can add some accessories, some shoes, whatever you feel. Get some acrylics, right? You know, a good claw. Whatever you feel best represents you. Go ahead and decorate that. Fill that out. So next, we're going to get to the present. So here at the present, I want you to write 3, 4, 5 things that represent where you are now. If you're talking solely about your business, are you doing any new product launches? What are your sales looking like? How is your brand awareness? If this is strictly a personal exercise, maybe you're single and you want to be in a relationship. So you'd say, I'm single. You know, wherever you are emotionally, I'm frustrated or I am really excited. That's where you're going to listen to your present. So the present is your present reality as it stands right now. So then once you move down the road a little bit, you're going to get to this this post, right? And this sign. It's like those big signs on the side of a freeway or something. I want you to put in this sign, right, the thing that you would like yourself to most remember throughout 2020. So you are speaking to future you on today, right, with all of the clarity and all of the hope and all the optimism about this amazing year that's coming up. What's the thing that you would remind yourself? Usually, you put your why here, right? Sometimes you can do that. Sometimes there's not enough space. But for me, when I first did this exercise, I put in the world is waiting. Because I needed a reminder that the world wanted what I wanted to give it. So in terms of my business, in terms of House Urban, people were really excited about it. And some people were excited about it and didn't even know they were excited about it yet. And that's how I had to look at it, right? Like, sometimes you don't know that you need something until you have it. So it's therefore my duty to make sure that you have it and I give it to you. So I put that there for myself. So just think about, what is the mantra? What is the thing that you could tell your future self in 2020 to remind you to keep going, right? So as you walk down the road, then we hit your lifestyle milestones. So these are the things that you want to do for your life, right? We say all the time that when you're doing business planning, right, you can't just plan for, oh, I want to hit these numbers, or I want to sell this many units, or I want to do this many launches. You have to plan for what you want your life to look like. We always talk about work-life balance. I don't know if there is such a thing, but you can be prepared to have those moments of rest and relaxation. So if you want to take 2 big trips during the year, you should probably be planning out when you want to take them and how that's going to impact what you have to do for your business and your work, right? So if you know that you want to go away to St. Bart's in the winter, you know that Black Friday is a big weekend. What are you going to need to do in the months leading up to that, starting in September, to make sure that your team is good to go so you can get on that plane and go send your butt when the time comes, right? So maybe you want to pay off your student loans. Maybe you want to travel more internationally. Maybe you want an increased credit score. These are the lifestyle milestones. These are the things that are really going to upgrade your life that you want to achieve. So you're going to put all of those right down here. So down here are your business milestones. So we want to make sure you have a clear delineation between the two. Lifestyle is your actual life, your aesthetic, the way you live. While business is strictly business things. So we're talking about, hey, I want to do those I want to do those 2 launches this year, or I want to hit $1 million in revenue, or I want to sell 350 t-shirts, or I want to get to, 100,000 followers on Instagram. All of those things are going to go here. So as you continue to travel down this road, you then hit future possibilities. So these are the things that could be possible for you, right? And they don't have to be dependent on you activating the lifestyle milestone or the business milestones. But if you think about these 2 things in tandem, if you hit one of these or 2 of these, what could you then get, right? So for example, for me, it was, I listed contract manufacturing as one of my future possibilities back in 2017 because I was making everything myself. To a point, I still am. But there were some things where I had to outsource, and I couldn't get them packaged or grow them the way that I wanted to if I always had my hands in them, right? So one of my possibilities was contract manufacturing. And that was made possible by my business milestones of, hitting 3 launches, having a major turning point in brand awareness. There were all these little things that sort of happened that created those possibilities. And that's what wound up happening last year. I placed my biggest contract manufacturing order. I had to have this thing, it was our cleanser. It had to be touched by 3 different vendors and went in tubes for the first time. It was a whole to-do. But that was a possibility that I created for myself based on my business and lifestyle milestones. And there's any other future possibilities. Maybe it's marriage. Maybe it's a business partnership. Maybe it's a brand collaboration. Anything that could be in your future, if you stay on your path here, will go here. And then we have one more sign down here at the bottom. So let's say that you've traveled all the way down this road, right? We all know that right near the finish line, that last sprint toward your goal can be the hardest. That's usually when things get difficult. That's when things fall apart. That's when vendors disappear. That you all of a sudden you're short capital. It's always that last sprint to the finish line that things start to go a little left. So, what would you tell yourself in the midnight hour, right? When things are dark, are gloomy, it's getting hard to finish. What is the reminder that you want to give yourself here? So, I need to apologize to you. This square is so freaking small. Again, my amazing art skills. I have no depth perception. So I didn't really make it big enough to write in unless you write really small. So if you want to redraw another sign that's this size over here, feel free. If you want to add like a little addendum, like a little extra post or something, go for it. But I did leave enough space for you to do that. So fill that in. And then once you've done that, you get to your sunset. Look at the little forest. Little snow-capped mountains. I think on the printout, for whatever reason on the PDF, these trees aren't filled in like they are here for some reason, just the way that it processed. So, but those are supposed to be fir trees. I was thinking about you. Christmas time. And that is your 2020 vision map. I hope that you take some time. Oh, also, and I know I've said this before, but I just want to reiterate how important it is to actually fill this out. Decorate it. Make it cute. I had some glitter pens. I go over everything with a little glitter pen. Get out your crayons, get out your markers, steal some from your baby, whatever you gotta do. But really give it some thought. And I really like you to meditate on each of those sections. Think about the lifestyle milestones. For the business milestones, go back and look at your books. Go look at your following. Look at the last year that you've had holistically and make your goals based on how you performed this year. If you are just starting a business or you're thinking of launching something next year, really think about the scope of what that looks like and the things that you can achieve with what you have right now. Because that's really what it's about. It's about doing what you can with what you have. I say it all the time on our podcast, don't get it perfect, get it going. And when I say that, it's a meditation for me, because what I've been trying to give up is perfection. I had a really bad perfectionist disorder. I've been working on it for the last couple of years. And that's why, I'm here in this sweatshirt looking grubby, because I needed to get this video out. A year ago, I would have taken, 2 hours just to get ready to sit in front of this camera, and I would have had a teleprompt going. But it's not that deep anymore. I would much rather you have the information in a timely manner, in a way that makes sense, than to worry about all the bells and whistles and post and editing. So, it's baby steps. But I hope that this was helpful for you. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I hope you have an amazing 2020. I can't wait to hear about what some of your goals are. And if you'd like, leave some of your goals in the comments and be sure to specify. Is this a future possibility? Is it a lifestyle milestone? Or is it a business milestone? Follow me on Twitter at HouseUrban and we can have a conversation there. Having a beautiful 2020, you guys. Thank you so much for everything, and I'll see you soon.